Today I'm making a quilt I have been avoiding for years. It's easy, fast, and creates the most beautiful chevron look. It's truly one of those patterns that captures your heart the very first time you see it. I'm so excited to use these fat quarters. Colorful, of course. They're going to give this quilt so much personality, it's already making me smile. Got a big plan for today, and if I'm honest, I have no idea why I delayed making this quilt pattern for so long. It's got all the stuff to love in a quilt. Easy, fast, free flow, looks like a chevron, and the outcome is gorgeous. It's a pattern designed by Brigitte Heitland of Zen Chic for Moda Fabrics back in 2019, and I have no excuse as to why I'm doing it for the first time today. So essentially, we cut the fabric into strips, sew them together, press, and then cut those strips into squares. I am using 3-inch strips because I really want these lovely patterns to shine. And tell me, how quick was that? Now we do it all again loads of times. I'm not even counting my blocks, I'm just going to repeat what I just did for each one of my pretty fabrics and go with it. But considering I have 21 different fabrics and each strip gives me 4 blocks, I'm pretty sure I will have 84 blocks by the time I'm done. More than enough to play with. These really are those kinds of quilt blocks that when you look at just one, it's like boring and meh, but when you put them all together, they are amazing. A bit like a puzzle piece with some solid boring color. It's very useless by itself, but once it finds its piece in the puzzle, it becomes something else, something much greater. It's funny how even the most repetitive tasks become fun when you're working with cute fabric. Just looking at it makes everything more fun. At the same time, this is a pretty free flow pattern with just adding strips together without much thought. And quite honestly, even if you feel your strips won't be too straight, it won't really show in the layout. It's that perfect of a pattern. So why did I wait 7 years to make it though? No idea. Just blows my mind. I've just noticed that at least 2 fabrics have something similar to quilt blocks on them. Have you noticed? One is a clear Friendship Star quilt block and it's so cute. Can you spot them? And this really is all there is to it. We just sew the fabric strips together and then chop them into blocks. The longer the strips, the more blocks you'll have once you're done for pretty much the same amount of work. Just make sure to press your pieces nice and flat before you cut. Cutting unpressed fabric is always a very bad idea, but I do it all the time, as you know. Also, when pressing, always press the seam to the darker fabric, in this case the pattern fabrics, since we're using white. And we are almost done here, just a final step before we can move on to my favorite part, the puzzling. Okay, now that we've got all our pretty blocks, it's time to have some real fun. But first, let's see if we can use these for some other cute patterns. You know, this is a pretty versatile block. After all this time, I still get surprised by how the same block can produce so many different layouts that often don't even look that they are all made of the same block. You can go from modern to traditional in a heartbeat. I could do this for a lot longer, but I know exactly what I want this to look like. I did promise a Spiny Peaks quilt after all, and these 80+ quilt blocks aren't going to sew themselves. I do think we need to talk about the name of this quilt though, because I get the peaks part, because by the time we're done they are going to look like mountains, but why are they spiny? Do you know? I love the white in this pattern. I love how it offsets all the other colors and makes them pop. However, I will say that if I was doing this pattern using other colors, like if I was just using warm colors for example, I think a navy or even a black would look really good here. Or if my pattern fabrics were all greens and blues, a nice mustard yellow or a dark orange would be perfect. I guess I'll just have to try other options and see how it goes. We can deal with our points in two ways. We can just sew the whole thing and chop the extra bits off, or we can cut them beforehand and place them where we need them to be before sewing. Easy peasy either way, but I'll be real honest, there's a lot of blocks to sew, so I'm just going to be cutting off my edges and adding this fabric to my scrap pile. But if you want to see how I cut my blocks and place them elsewhere to create a perfect rectangle, I will be adding a video to the finish that you can watch and find out. Let's just sew our pretty diagonal rows. I usually start with the longer ones, but today, because I'm scared I'll lose my layout, I'm just going to start at one end and finish at the other. You know, I always struggle with picking quilt patterns to do with you here. I always feel that I pick patterns that are too simple or too easy and I'm not giving you enough value. But then I come across patterns such as this one, and I remember that the easiest patterns are often the most stunning, particularly when you know how simple they are to make. I mean, just look at how pretty this is getting. And as you have probably figured out, a Spiny Peaks quilt is essentially a herringbone quilt. And the reason it's a herringbone and not a chevron, by the way, is all about the angles of the peaks. Leaning one piece against the other to make a peak, you know, with a 90-degree angle, is a herringbone. But to be honest, anything with a zigzag is good enough for me. And this is what we get. Our Spiny Peaks quilt top is done, and I cannot believe I have left this beautiful project sit on my to-do list for 7 years. It truly is my favorite kind of quilt. So of course I had a blast, and I hope you did too, and I will see you very soon. Happy quilting, bye bye!